What's up, Wolfpack Nation? This is Tuffy Talk here, coming with you at an interview. We got a great guest today, former NC State safety, Jarius Morehead. Really pumped about that, and we're going to be talking a lot about his new career he's working on and how unique and probably, that's me, really cool at this. But before we get into that, if you guys would please hit the like and subscribe button, it really helps us to grow our brand and reach more NC State fans out there, gets our content out. So please be sure to do that. And we'll just keep in touch with y'all. Join us, hit us up on Twitter and, all that fun stuff. But wanted to get to start off with Jarius. And, Jarius, one thing we like doing here to start off our interviews, we just like to get to know, what are you up to now? Because everybody knows you as an NC State fan, as a safety, pretty hard-hitting safety. So what are you up to now?
I just joined the Hendricks Motorsports. I'm in NASCAR now. I joined them in October, the beginning of October, and I've been running with them since then. So
that's awesome. So it's like Hendricks. So which drivers are on the Hendricks for those who don't know?
The 5, 9, 24, and 48. So that's Kyle Lawson, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, and William Byron.
Okay. And who do you specifically have a specific driver you are on a team for?
This week I am pitting for the 44. Do not know his name, but he's coming out of retirement. He's been racing for quite a while.
Okay.
He's been retired for 3 years or 4 years, and I think Sunday will be his first day coming back. So
that's cool.
That's some inside information there. All right, I like it.
Yeah.
So what led you? So you graduate from state. And you reality sits that you got to join the real world and get a job. And you hit, I don't know, LinkedIn or monster.com. And how do you end up at NASCAR?
I can say after my pro day in 2020, it was the end of March, and I pulled my hamstring running the 40. So I was questioning myself. I was like, dang, I was questioning God, and I was like, why am I questioning God? And asking him, what are you trying to teach me? I'm a good person. I did everything right. Had a great career. 3 years started at state. So I'm like, what is going on? I started asking, what are you trying to teach me? I kept praying for opportunity. NASCAR called me probably 2 or 3 weeks later. He called me. He was like, we'd like to have you come down and try. You probably never changed a tire or never thought about NASCAR. I was like, I really never thought about doing anything with NASCAR. So I was like, I pray. That's the opportunity. I'm going to take the opportunity and try it. And I fell in love with it. So
when your recruiting cycle and how you recruited, I was one thing about me is I'm really big into recruiting, and I like following that. And I remember you were part of the class of 2014, and I particularly remember the notification I saw when you committed, and I was pretty pumped. So can you talk about that recruiting part of your life, how that went, who were your options, what drew you to state?
I can say my top 3 schools at the time was UNC. UNC was my first. I know state fans are going to hate that, but UNC was my first choice. Then it was state, and then it was Wake Forest. I knew a lot of guys from UNC, and I knew the whole coaching staff because my coach in high school, he just graduated in 2005. So it was I already knew a lot of guys. I knew the coach over there. I knew what was going on. I knew what I was getting ready to get a part of. Throughout the process, I went to NC State's official visit, and that's all it took. It was like a family atmosphere. I knew that once I got there in 2015, there was 2 guys in my position that was juniors, and it was a perfect opportunity because my idea was, I'm not gonna be I ain't gonna fit the puzzle piece right when I get there. So I'm gonna take that year and sit out and learn as much as I can from those guys and watch them how they play, and everything worked out. I knew they was gonna leave and probably go to the draft, and which they did with Josh Jones. So watched him and took everything from him and Jermaine Pratt. And Jermaine Pratt said Cincy also. So learned from them, and then that's all she wrote. And
yeah, man, that was a really special recruiting class, man. That's historic for NC State. You guys, for those who just don't remember, it was that was the year. Obviously, Jarius is part of it, but people know Bradley Chubb, B.J. Hill. He mentioned Jermaine Pratt, and I think
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, those guys, and then we even had guys like Jalen Samuels, A.J. Cole, Garrett Bradbury. Just a huge recruiting class that just proved to be just monumental for NC State moving forward, and how we've really built off of that. Did playing with the other guys even come across your mind when you recruited? You mentioned the family environment, but a lot of these guys didn't have like the stars. Like I know you were a 3-star recruit, and when you get to campus, it doesn't really matter. You put in the work, you'll get the playing time. But did any of the other guys around you that were other commits influence you to come play at State, or was it really the coaching staff?
It's really the coaching staff. I was kind of doing some recruiting too. We had what's the game called? It's where the Shrum Bowl. It was Johnny Fraser was there, Reggie Gillespie, Shy on Total. Who else was there? Javal Millette. We had a lot of guys, and I was over there trying to recruit. I got Johnny to. I think Johnny was committed to Florida State. I was like, Johnny, you need to come to State. You need to come to State. You need to come to State.
So it's your fault that he committed to State.
Yeah, so he came to State, and Reggie, before even the official visit, even for that game, me and Reggie played the first game to get. It was Eastern versus Southern, and I'm over here. We on the field goal team. He on the field goal block team. I was like, I'm talking to her during the game. I'm like, Reggie, you need to come to State. You need to come to State. I'm recruiting hard, trying to get everybody. So
that's awesome, man.
It's like I was like a recruiting coordinator back then.
They didn't need anybody else. They had Jarius. That's hilarious, man. That's so cool. I love that. I didn't even mention. I was going to still look at this list, man. There's some guys I didn't even mention, like Kentavious Street and Justin Jones. Those guys are still in the league now. I mean, that was just huge, and that's really cool. I mean, Reggie Gillespie had, was he like a single season rushing touchdown record now? Yeah. And you guys can now thank Jarius Morehead because it was all him getting ready to come to State. So, but no, that's awesome, man. That's so cool. What do you got, Greg?
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need, offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out.
So I know you redshirted in 15, so you got to learn from some of those guys that are in the league, and you got going in 16. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe your first start was Notre Dame in the Hurricane game. Is that a true story?
Yes, sir. It is.
Yeah. So we brought the Diamonds back out, right?
Diamonds.
So
man, that's
you
so
like the Diamonds?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at that game. Macon, were you there by chance?
Oh yeah. So that's game? Actually. So the funny thing was, it was October 8th, 2016.
Yep.
That's my birthday. Yep. I mean,
really?
October 8th, my birthday. So I was living coincidentally. I graduated from State in the spring of 14, moved to Blacksburg for a little while. And I just like, man, it's Notre Dame. They're coming to Raleigh. I'm going to be at that game. And I know Hurricane Matthew came through. And I had to go get my dad's hunting waders. So I was at the game on the home field side in my hunting waders and like waterproof coat, all that. And I just remember being soaking wet.
Yeah.
Games I even started. And I can't even hardly see the other side of this other side of the stands. Like you can see the little colors of everything. But I remember when the game was being played, all you could just hear was like this. And that was... It was like something out of like the movie 300. It was awesome. What was it like being on the field?
That was my first start, so it was like it was a big moment. Coach trusted me. I think I was the only freshman on the team, redshirt freshman. I was the only one starting that week, and we were starting on that defense that year. And I was like, I just gotta have a good game. Got to do the fundamentals, everything I taught in practice. Take it to the field, take it to the game. I don't know. It was a hurricane. Like, it was pouring down.
Yeah.
It was so. I was like, they're not going to pass the ball, and
But they did like 40 times.
No one will. They came out throwing the ball. I was like, okay, let me get
Yeah,
ready.
what are y'all thinking? Y'all, they were so stubborn. They were like, a hurricane will not stop us. We are going to be outsmart this hurricane. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
So your first game, you got your first interception. So that was, I mean, you know, I don't think you could have written a better script. Hollywood's probably going to come looking for that story sometime. So
I wish, yeah, like first thought, first interception in the hurricane on a big team of Notre Dame, and then they had, I think who they had?
Yeah.
They had Kaiser. He was top quarterback.
Kaiser.
He was
Yeah,
top quarterback. I was super excited. I was like, I'm definitely gonna have a great career here. You know.
it's awesome.
yeah, and that was actually the fun story about that was actually the 50th anniversary of Carter Finley Stadium. So like it was going to be this big hyped game. Notre Dame had never come to Raleigh. Tickets were selling for, I saw them for $600-700.
$1 million.
Like, it was insane.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, and there was actually Notre Dame fans that tried to join the Wolfpack Club just to get tickets for that game. So it was
Wow.
it was an insane game. I will never forget that game.
I remember specifically
ever.
when I left and I got in the car, because I remember like just walking out of the stands like a fan was just like, yes, like woo, and I get in the car and I was parked on a ditch on the side of the road, kind of a little bit down the hill from Carter Finley. And I got in the car and I listened to Tony Haynes and Gary Hahn, and they were talking about how, when you go to write the weather in for a game, you just write sunny or cloudy or really heavy storm. They said it was so bad because they've had like heavy rain before, but it was so bad. They just wrote Hurricane Matthew, and that's like, it's all they needed to say for like recording the weather. So I just thought, you'll never forget that. It's like one of those things where I was there and I was soaking wet. So did you did you like slide 10 yards? Were you part of that group when the game won that you just were sliding on the field, Jarius?
No, I was doing too much sliding during the game. Like, especially when I got the interception, I slid probably like 10 to 12 yards just from. I don't even think I got touched. I just started sliding. I'm like, wow, this is really like a slip and slide. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Jarius, thanks, man. And again, for all the State fans out there, really appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. But hope you all doing great. And as always, go Pack.
Go Pack.